illegal fishing for Liberia has been very devastating. In fact, it led to our putting a moratorium on our fishing activities. Because we realized that over the last 12 years, we lost, in the last 10 plus years, we lost more than $12 million in revenue. But illegal fishing has led to not only our fishermen not having fish to feed themselves or the country being deprived of fish, but that all of our fishing stock were depleted with no benefits to us. So this effect has been that Liberia had to put a moratorium. There were more than 50 ships sailing our harbors and we didn't get one cent out of it. And they did it freely with atrocity. So it really did hurt us. The full year's moratorium has helped us to stop or put or deter to a large extent illegal fishing in our waters. It has also helped us to rebuild the fish stocks. It has helped us to get rid of the pier trawlers. It has helped us to get rid of the damage the illegal fishing vessels were doing to our artisanal fishermen. Putting a stop to it has helped us to increase the fish stock that provides livelihood and food to our local populace. First is the interagency. Internally, we've had to have a unified front. There are many agencies involved in our monitoring and control system. We've all had to pool our individual strengths, forget our little gray areas, and work together as a team. We now have a team, a subcommittee that's in charge of monitoring, surveillance, and control. And that has been very helpful. We work together, hold regular meetings, and that helps. But it has helped to declare, to identify where we all have to work together. We are a nation, and we all have interested stakes in where we are taking this nation, but the nation comes first. And fighting illegal fishery has been one of those. For us in Liberia, other than knowing that it was a major depletion to our natural resources and the drain on the national economy, as well as taking food from our populace, we try to educate ourselves, our codes, in the absence of governance, in the absence of control, in the absence of very limited law of the sea. We try to say that whatsoever we could do, let it be a deterrent. And we know there are lots of forces out there that were not interested in Liberia, they were interested in their self-gains. But for us, we try to take the fight forward, taking it by the bull and making sure that we had a horse on our shoulders to move it forward. Our attendance at the Abuja 2015 is significant to our desire of honoring and becoming a part of those post-state measures. But as we look at IUU, the fight against IUU, individual sovereignty, need to respect. In terms of international compliance, to become part of ACAT, to become part of FCWC, SCRF, etc. Individual states standing up and taking the responsibility for their own resource management is crucial. But we all know that in the fight for IUU, it's not a one man. And post-state measure is just one of those key tools that we require, because it helps. It's a tool to help us foster, first, neighborly acknowledgement and regional cooperation. So there's immense benefits. As we even stand now, is that neighborly cooperation regional cooperation, posted measures, agreement to that give us a platform on which we can interact to foster those collaboration and coordination mechanisms much better. So Liberia very much looks forward to more coordination and collaboration. West African Task Force is like one of those we need. And we're talking about, like you said, tuna agreements, where every country cannot have an observer on board. The task force and the regional bodies will be instrumental in how we have international observers, how we meet international standards without every state having to we'll have a regional body or platform where a lot of agreement can be agreed. Fish Act is just one of those. Right now, like I said, we are already in we can call on them anytime for information related to what we see that is not yet available. Our surveillance system is still poor, but the embryonic stages of the task force are in place. We can call for information on anything right now and it comes to us. And that information is helpful, even as we do registrations or as we just monitor or keep track of vessels that are still out there doing what they are best at IUU. So looking forward to the task force helping us sub-regionally and regionally combat IUU and move fisheries on a better sustainable management level. Liberia has done is under the WAF 1 we have promulgated a policy for fisheries and agriculture development. But like we say, we are already leading the fight against the IUU. But at the national level, we are saying we need policies because they will help us with monitoring, will help us with control, will help us with governance. And these are what is lacking. But under the WAF 1 thing, we are also looking at involvement of local communities and the entire coastal regime in our monitoring and surveillance activities, as well as developing fishery resource harvesting and protection mechanisms for these communities to utilize their own resources. So as the legislature comes on, they will help us with the implementing rules and regulations to put in place a framework that will help us with the governance, that will help us with the control measures, that will help us with the penalties and others. Those are things that we lack. Normally at the regional level it is easier to adapt, but implementing that, adapting that to the local condition to help is what is very useful. So for us in Liberia, we consider it very hard. As the policies come in place and the implementing frameworks are put in place, it helps us to ascend to where we can synchronize them with what is happening within the sub-region. So yes, we very well are in compliance with that, and we will reach there. By December, by the next sitting of the legislature, we definitely will have rules. Even our Fisheries Act of 1976 is under revision. So all of those will help to bring us on par to be part of the global, existing global